Hey, good morning. It's Mike Shunke with Berkshire Hathaway Homes and Shift One Properties in Scottsdale, Arizona. Sorry, we're a couple minutes late. We had some technical difficulties. Anyway, Friday morning market chat with Mike. Real estate. We're going to talk about residential. We're going to talk about the commercial market, and then we're going to talk about the economy a little bit. Residential inventory, MLS, and multiple listing services up 14. Maricopa County is up 45, and in Scottsdale, we're back down to January numbers. Last week we had a little jump up, but every week's just been a little bit down. So again, it's inventory. It's been an interesting week. Getting tougher and tougher to get buyers and sellers on the same page. They hear the headlines, buyers looking for a deal, sellers think they're sitting on a castle. The truth lies somewhere in the middle, and it's our job to get there. Prices are pretty steady, holding pretty steady. Number of transactions, as I've said, is down a little bit, but this lack of inventory. There's a lot of people moving to the area. Schools start the next week or two in the Phoenix area, Scottsdale. So there's a lot of people moving. They need to get into these houses. And some of them have been sitting on the market a while, and they're just not ready to come down on price, or they don't really want to sell. You really can't test the market. Market's pretty balanced. Some areas are in a seller's market, some areas are in a buyer's market. And again, we just try and touch the tip of the top of all these subjects. If you have more questions, give us a call. But it's been real interesting. We've had a few properties under contract now on the buy side and the sell side. And it's been a whirlwind of a week. There's 50,000 agents in the Phoenix area, in Maricopa County. I'm going to say there's less than 1,000 actually know what they're doing. For example, this one deal we're working on, the numbers are pretty tight. It's an investment property. We got a bunch of offers on it this week. 3 very similar offers. One agent never called. All she did was send me an email. I happened to see it. It was in my junk mail. Very similar to another offer. The second offer, the calculations didn't work. The earnest money, the down payment, and the purchase price didn't add up. So I had to go back to her 3 times and say, look, your numbers don't add up. I like your offer, but you've got to write it up correctly. So Arizona, we don't use attorneys on the residential side. Everything's in the contract. It's a pretty standard form, but every deal's a little bit different. So we ended up going, there's the third offer. The agent called me, super professional. We belted out, worked out all the details. She wrote a nice, clean offer that she knew my sellers were going to accept. And, the deal's done. I think today's the last day of inspection, so that'll be interesting. But nice, clean. You really got to know. In business, there's something called, I think it goes back to the finance world, it's called counterparty risk. Know who you're working with on the other side. There is a little bit of risk premium if you don't know. Are they going to close the deal? And that's a big part of what we do. I always say the buy side is more difficult in real estate than the sell side. Because the sell side, you really have to go through, you have to know, is this person, we get a lot of contracts written. There's a lot of wholesalers and things on properties. Do they really want the property? Are they really going to be able to get it to close? So we want to make sure on the buy side, make sure you're pre-approved, have all your financing in order. That really helps when you're out looking at properties, and it makes your offer a lot stronger. So anyway, we've got a bunch of new laws coming in August. We haven't touched on it much. You may have heard about it in the news, the buyer's compensation. I don't think much is going to change. It's been that way on the commercial side. It's been that way It's been done that way forever on the commercial side. Now on the buyer side, we've got 17, in Arizona, we've got 17 new documents to choose from, depending on how the deal works and how everybody's going to get compensated, and just make sure that the consumer is protected on the buy side and the sell side. So I think California, I think they have 67 new documents. So real estate's not difficult. Anybody can buy or sell if it's a straight vanilla transaction, but I can't tell you the last straight vanilla transaction I've had. So every deal is a little different. So make sure you hire a professional, full-time real estate broker, real estate agent that knows what they're doing and has some experience, So I hope these new laws in August, we're going to talk about them another time. I don't expect much change because we've always kind of done business. You know, meet with the buyers, we're here to represent you. Meet with the sellers, we're here to represent you. And, you know, like I said, we don't sell anything, we sell a service. Or say facilitate, educate, and advise. So anyway, takes us to the commercial side. There's a bunch of different asset types in the commercial. You'll see the headlines, you'll see different things talk about commercial real estate. You've got office space, you've got industrial, you've got retail, you've got land, you've got medical offices. There's probably close to 100 different asset types in the, I'd say 100 market and sub-market asset types in the commercial world. And so they all move differently. You know, Phoenix is super hot for industrial right now. Some people think they're overbuilding in the industrial market, but what did I see? It was like 98% of the 30 million square feet coming to industrial is already leased before the building's even done. So there's a lot of businesses coming to the area. It's interesting, you know, lending has gotten super tight on the commercial side and the residential side. We're going to talk in a little bit about interest rates. Lending is super tight. It's not always about the rates. But commercial lending is 10 years and shorter. Residential, 30 years and shorter. So that 30-year residential, that transaction, that's pretty stable. That's not a go. We've got a lot of 10-year financing and 10-year debt on the commercial side coming due. Of course, I've said the banks don't want the property, so they're going to renegotiate those deals. What did I see? 62% of multifamily properties in the Phoenix area are operating at a negative cash flow. Well, that goes back to everybody who took their weekend course and thought they were going to make $1 million overnight in real estate. You know, you have to know what you're doing. And the numbers really, you have to dig in, make sure the numbers work. So commercial's funny. It's, you know, liquidity's tight. But again, medical, small retail, that stuff's moving. We're seeing a lot of that. A friend of ours has 6 acres coming in North Scottsdale. Commercial property, $6 million up by Desert Mountain. I think that's a pretty good diesel. It's pretty far up, but there's not much up there for commercial. If you're interested in developing that, give me a call. You know, I've been talking to some people and throwing some ideas around. It's a beautiful piece of property. It's beautiful up there. So a friend of ours has it. Frank has it coming. Frank Azami. He's a good guy. So let us know if you're looking at that. We'd love to represent you. And it's just a neat property. So I think there's some potential. What did I see? Luxury garages everybody wants to build now. I saw North Scottsdale, $550 a square foot. Somebody's selling one for 3,000 or 6,000 square feet of luxury garage. 550 square feet. Maybe a little optimistic, but somebody might buy it. You never know. There's a lot of cash out there. So anyway, there's development in the commercial side. The West Valley is seeing lots of development. Mesa, Gateway Airport. There's lots of opportunities. It'll be interesting being an election year here. The TSMC factory, I'm starting to hear a little news. They took $6 or $12 billion of U.S. government grants to build that. Are they going to have to pay that back? Real estate's never guaranteed. So keep an eye on that Northwest. It's hot. Everybody's moving up there. There's lots of development going on. But that's $6 billion that they may have to pay back. I don't know for a fact. I don't know. I just heard about it this morning. It'll be interesting. It's an election year, so everybody's putting money and betting on that area. I don't know. I was hot too myself, but today I would think twice about going up there. I don't know. Anyway, do your homework. Know what you're getting into. And that leads us to the economy. Everybody has become an interest rate expert lately. Kind of like last weekend, everybody was a Secret Service expert. This internet thing is crazy. I don't believe anything I read on the internet. But Alan Ratner, Zelman Associates, he came out and he pointed out that, a September rate cut is already built into the bond market. And a Fed rate cut does not necessarily mean the mortgage rate cut. Bond traders and investors make money based on future value. So they're expecting a 25 basis point cut in September. That's already built into the market. Don't expect any big rate drops if that does happen. It's already in the market. may even see a little bit of rise if they overestimate it and there isn't. European Central Bank, they didn't cut rates yesterday, so their bonds went up a little bit. So, you know, nobody knows what rates are going to do. And again, just focus on yourself, focus on your deal, what works for you today. Nothing's guaranteed. There's no easy overnight money. Funny, a friend, long time, I've known this friend since we were 15 years old. We got my first fist fight I ever got in. Became good friends after that. He's starting to make some money on his real estate deals, and he says, what do I do? And of course, you know, I wanted to say, you know, buy real estate, but he's getting some good cash flow, and I pointed him in the right direction. I said, go to a professional. I said, you don't have time to be in the markets. You know, he wanted to buy NVIDIA. I don't know. I'm not going to tell him to buy NVIDIA now. It's maybe a great company. Last year it was a great buy. Is it now? I don't know. So, you know, go to a professional, go to somebody who knows. It's like real estate. Anybody can buy or sell real estate, but every deal's different. And I was trying to figure out the other day, you know, we've saved our buyers easily over $100,000 this year, probably a couple hundred, $200,000-$300,000 this year on the buy side. The sell side, for our clients, we've put that much, probably the same amount of money into their pocket. It's tough to calculate. I'm trying to come up with somehow to figure that out because we're going to need to prove our worth on the buy side and the sell side coming up here pretty soon. So, you know, we get a lot of calls. Mike, I need to buy a house. Mike, I want to sell a house. My first thing is let's meet face to face if we can, nose to nose, toes to toes, they say. Can we work together? Thankfully, we get to pick and choose who we work with. But can you and I communicate? Can you and I work together? Do we trust each other? Because I know I can do the best job for you. Do you know I can do it for you? And, you know, can we get you to where you need to be? And that's kind of where we separate ourselves. More of a personalized service. I'm not here to sell you anything. Anyway, Freddie Mac came out. You'll see some of the headlines. They said there's a big drop in interest rates. Freddie Mac releases its interest rates on a weekly basis. However, that has a 5-day delay. It comes out on Wednesday. They leave out Thursday and Friday. There was a ton of volatility in the interest rate market last Thursday and Friday. So, you know, we've had pretty steady. So I think that what's the 30-year? 6.8% I saw was the 30-year fixed rate yesterday. Actual fixed rate yesterday on the 30-year bond. I saw a 10-year Treasury note was trading up again today, 4.23. So there's a lot of volatility in the interest rate markets. Again, you can't time the market. It just depends what works for you. Do the numbers work for you? There's a lot of private money sitting on the sidelines, especially on the commercial end. And we'll see what happens. You know, it's interesting. It's an interesting year. We've been crazy busy, but just, you know, like I said, we're doing more work, just getting buyers and sellers together and kind of managing deals. So anyway, it's a lot of fun. That's what we like doing, finding solutions. I guarantee the one I spoke about with the 3 similar offers before, I guarantee that deal wouldn't happen if it wasn't me and the other professional agent. Because it's a little complicated. It's a small deal, but it's pretty complicated. So, you know who you're working with. If you have questions, if you're an agent and you need help getting through a deal, how to figure it out, think outside of the box a little bit, give us a call. We love helping out other agents and educating. So anyway, you know, we're here to help you. Whether it's residential, commercial, land, investment properties. Like I said, what did I say before? Facilitate, educate, and advise. That's what we do. So thanks for watching. We got a busy morning. I think we're heading up north. Look at some places like north later on today. So got some deals to close up this morning. And anyway, thanks for watching. Give us a call, 203-733-5877. Happy to help however we can. And we'll talk to you later. Have a great weekend. Bye.